Well, we're here again
Yes, we are.
to talk about conscious relationships. And we always talk about the three parts of a conscious relationship are that both parties are seeing the purpose of their relationship as being to facilitate healing, growth, and spiritual awakening. So we're going to take an opportunity to talk today about the healing aspect of a conscious relationship. And this is something that Lisa has a ton of things to say about. She has a lot of wisdom on this. She has experienced a lot of healing through our relationship.
Mhm.
And yeah, we're going to dive in. So, healing.
Healing. I think being in a conscious relationship gives you or has given us the opportunity to really feel safe. So I think that's the first thing. I think when there is a lot of safety, which is what I've felt with you since I've met you, um, there's been room for a lot of things to come forward. And so I've known about a lot of my trauma and abuse as a child and as a teenager, but there were a lot of memories that were locked away that I was not aware of until we were in a relationship. And so a lot of those things were in relation to, or what I experienced was sexual abuse. So a lot of those came up as somatic triggers as we were, maybe touching or holding each other, being intimate. And I was like, "Oh my god, what is this?" And it would be like a memory that or a partial memory that would kinda resurface, and I would have to, like, go into that and understand that. And he would hold, a safe space for me in that moment to either cry or talk about it or, just whatever I needed to kinda go through and face that pain that I was reliving or experiencing really for the first time as an adult and having to process that. So, having that safety within our relationship really helped to relax my nervous system. And then it gave me the opportunity to work through some of these deeper wounds that honestly, a lot of them I didn't even realize that I had. So, we've done a ton of healing work. Um, Around my sexual trauma. It is a huge focus in our journey together, the sexual healing that we've done together. And I, honestly, at the core of it, it's for me a safety.
Yeah, I think maybe you can explain
Hmm.
safety more. So, like, what does it look like to have safety in a relationship? What does it feel like? How do you know what safety is or is not in a relationship? You kind of talked about the impact of safety,
Yeah,
but what is it? What does it look like? What does it feel like? How do you know if you have it?
yeah. Um, so like I said, like just creating that safe space for somebody to hold space for them to speak or to cry, really being like a deep listener and being really caring with your words and patient really has helped for me to create safety. And maybe you can think of some things too that you've done naturally, because I know you're such a nurturer. And I haven't had a lot of experiences in relationships where the male is super nurturing.
Yeah.
So it was just something that really happened organically because you possess a lot of qualities that made me feel safe and feel comfortable opening up and talking and being vulnerable. Um, yeah.
I mean, a big part of it, I think, is presence.
Yeah, being present.
You
Very
know,
true.
so I know, like, if I'm going through something,
Mhm.
you can be present with me in that,
Yeah.
and that's creating safety.
Mhm.
But also, like, not just in an experience or in a particular moment. Safety is created by knowing that the other person wants good things for you.
Yeah.
So even if something happens that's hurtful or triggering, if you've seen that person show up,
Mhm.
even if they're messing up or causing something to be harder,
Yeah.
you know that ultimately there is a not just a commitment like I'm forced to be here, I signed a piece of paper at the courthouse, but like their heart is in it,
Yeah, being present is huge.
right? So,
Yeah.
if you're going through a trigger and I'm able to make eye contact with you, provide physical comfort,
Mhm.
and say, I hear you. That's really terrible. And really, like, actually, I would say energetically be there in it with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think of it like, if I'm really down and it's just really dark
Mhm.
and you go into that dark place with me and you bring a light
Yeah.
and you say, and you've done this for me, you know, this thing that you're going through is really legitimate. It's really hard
Mhm.
and I really care about it, but it doesn't define you either.
Yeah.
And it's not going to keep us from being okay because we're going to go through it together. And just being like, I'm here in this with you,
Right.
and gentle reminders of the truth,
Mhm.
gentle reminders of the hope that we have together in this life that um, really put a little bit of perspective, but you're not dismissing what the person's going through.
No, not at all. Yeah, allowing that space.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about things like making space,
Mhm.
right? And I think that'd be another good one to elaborate on. When we talk about making space for somebody, some people might not know what that means, but we've kind of been discussing that the last couple minutes.
Yeah.
It's saying that what you are going through or who you are or some part of who you are, it's okay.
Yeah,
It's
it's
accepted.
safe to feel it, think it, say it,
Hmm.
that you're with that person in that moment as they go through it.
Yeah.
You're not like, "Okay, I gotta go," or numbing with some alcohol or something. The partner,
Right.
you're actually there.
Distracted with a
Yeah,
phone or
TV,
right.
There's been a lot of relationships that I've been in, and I'm sure you as well, like our last marriages where there's a lot of distractions, I would say,
Yeah.
with the person that I was with. So that was really a clear indication subconsciously that there wasn't a whole lot of safety because of the TV or the phone or numbing agents in his case. So just really wasn't set up for me to feel truly safe and vulnerable and share a lot of, super deep stuff.
Yeah. So safety and
Mhm.
consistently making space are some of the backdrop elements that make healing possible,
Yeah.
right? I think a lot about not just those kind of uh, reactionary things, but the intentional things.
Mhm.
So in our relationship, we talk a lot about healing.
Yeah.
Like it's a topic. It's actually, in case you couldn't tell, a topic that we both like.
Mm.
We're both very passionate about healing for ourselves and helping others heal too.
Yeah.
So when we go through something, when one of us or both of us is going through something, when something from the past is coming up, we like to talk through it,
We do.
right? And that's not going to be true for everybody. Not everybody's going to just be like, oh,
Yeah.
how interesting. Look at
But
this.
we don't like to talk about it because it's really painful.
No, but
But we desire to.
we also, we
It's hard to
enjoy the
talk.
process
We do.
of understanding
But
ourselves.
what I'm saying is it's really hard
It's really hard. Yeah.
a lot of times, especially with like the kind of woundedness that I have. And
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have different kinds of traumas and abuse.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff really gets to the surface in relationships. So you might know you have something or something happened to you, whatever it is, sexual, emotional, physical. But when you're in it, like you'll start to experience maybe some triggers or something that you'll be like, wow, this isn't really resolved yet.
Right.
This hasn't really been worked through. And being in a conscious relationship is such a gift and opportunity to work through it.
It is. And it's really different
Mm-hmm.
than a relationship that's less conscious,
Yeah.
because we've both been in relationships
Yeah.
that weren't very conscious
Mm-hmm.
and none of the old wounds were clear to us.
I mean, I knew a lot about my life and I did do a tremendous amount of healing work on my own, but nothing has compared to what we've done together.
Yeah. And that's because
Nothing.
when you're in a conscious relationship, both parties are wanting that for each
Yeah.
other. and for ourselves. And this is where the safety aspect is big, the making space, but also having the intention. Like, we have spoken
Yeah,
intentions
we
from the
have.
earliest days of, really, we were friends,
Mhm.
you know, and resonating with one another in this desire to heal. Uh, and so we've always had an intention every minute that we've been together.
Yeah,
I want to heal. You want to heal.
yeah,
I want you to heal, and you want me to heal.
it's true.
Um, and yet there's also the danger of having the identity of someone who's always healing and never kind of getting to a
Yeah,
stage where you feel, quote, healed. Because, I mean, we're in these imperfect bodies and
right.
life is hard and shit happens. And, it's never going to be like, oh, I've never been stressed. I've been stressed for a decade. Things happen, right? But moving kind of into a relationship saying, I want this to be a vehicle for
Right.
healing provides that opportunity in a way that a relationship that doesn't have that spoken mutual intention never will.
I prefer this, even if it's hard. I prefer to be in a relationship that prioritizes healing because when you're in relationships that don't, which we both have, even though as an individual in that relationship, I very much, wanted to do healing work and I did to the best of my ability. But it just, you're either in this relationship, we're prioritizing the healing and we're getting to the root of things
Yeah.
and we're constantly working through things,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's hard, but there's a lot of reward versus a relationship that's less conscious. You're less aware, but you're going through motions and you're doing things and you're saying things and you're acting in ways that really aren't very healthy, I would say, or at
Mm-hmm.
least I have, and I'm sure you have. And most people are, they're walking around unconsciously repeating the same
Yeah.
patterns and dysfunctional behaviors and aren't very happy in their relationships. And I would say lack a lot of closeness,
Yeah.
a lot of emotional depth and closeness. And, that's just not how our society teaches us to be.
Yeah.
And we come from places that are dysfunctional, chaotic, our childhoods, and we learn all these things that become our beliefs about who we are. And then we just attract that in relationships. And you can
So
either
true.
grow and learn from them, or you can just stay where you are. And a lot of people, do stay where they are. And that's okay. There's no fault of that. I mean,
Yeah.
we were in places where we weren't as conscious as we are now.
Totally.
But I find it very rewarding to be with you and to work on all the things and to not hide and to bring everything out to the open.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
So,
it's the most rewarding thing I've ever been a part of,
yeah,
and I think that's why we want to help other people,
absolutely.
you know. Um, Not that everybody's going to be healing nerds like us.
Yeah. But that's okay. That's why we're here
That's why we're here to
to
be the
hopefully
healing nerds.
inspire people and
Um,
guide people to
yeah.
do this work.
But I think it's so beautiful the way you said it. You know, we both got to a place where we were no longer attracting the same things.
Yeah.
And that's how we attracted each other.
Hmm.
The time was right because we changed.
Hmm.
Our inner worlds changed to the point that we came together,
Absolutely.
you know. Um, and healing as a topic, there's all kinds of healing business constructs out there, emotional healing, the therapy world,
Yeah.
something that you've been a part of.
Yeah.
Um, even spiritual healing dynamics out there. A lot of people are spending a lot of time and money on healing,
Hmm.
and not a lot of people are really doing the inner work of being really, really real.
True.
And I just want to say that one of the things that took my intention from I definitely want to heal, I definitely want to grow, I'm starting to do this work. You've been doing more gradual work.
Hmm.
I did a whole lot of work all at once
Yeah.
to get to where we were kind of in the same place to attract each other. But probably the biggest accelerant, the thing that's made me want to heal the most, other than where I already was in my intention to heal, is wanting to be the best partner that I can be for you,
Oh, that's sweet.
you know?
Yeah.
And I see you, and even though sometimes you make me mad
Mm-hmm.
or sad
Yeah.
or have other negative responses, I see you, and I just think you deserve me to want to heal for you as well as for me. And the number one way I can love you
Mm-hmm.
is by healing and growing
Sweet.
and working through whatever my shit is.
Yeah.
And that's a huge motivator for me. And I think that's a part of a conscious relationship, where you see that other person and you don't just look at them and draw a line in the sand and go, forget this, forget them, forget their issues.
Yeah. Those are your issues.
Those, instead of just,
Although we probably have said that sometimes
we probably have,
when we're upset and
When we're
we're
upset.
we're a little insensitive.
right.
I mean, we're not perfect.
We're not, but we always repair.
We do.
And one of the reasons we repair, and we repair like really quickly,
Mm-hmm.
is that we don't want to hurt each other,
Yeah.
and we don't want to not be our best selves for each other. And when we're not, we own it, but then we try to understand it.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to repeat it. And this is where healing kind of pivots into growth,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where
That's true.
we're not just trying to get to a point where we're not hurting anymore, but we're starting to really think about evolving together.
And you do. As you work through these things, you do start growing together and you do start making changes.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah. And we'll have another chat focus on the growth aspect, but they are linked.
Mm-hmm.
We're all here healing things.
If you're doing healing work, you're growing.
That's right. But you're not going to grow without the healing.
Yeah, that's true. And you can't really sugarcoat it either or try to skate past something. And sometimes most times it takes many, many, many times to go over things.
Why do I keep feeling this way? Why do I keep making the same mistake? Why do I keep saying these things that I don't like to my partner and hurting them? What's up with me?
Right.
But when you can get to that point where you know that your partner wants you to be okay and cares about your feelings and what you're going through, there again, the safety.
Right.
It's safe to ask yourself the questions that you need to ask in order to heal, because there's not this scrutiny and lack of compassion and and in a lot of unconscious relationships, it's almost like a business deal. It's like, hey, my ego is expecting to be this and is expecting your return to be this. So if our egos change too much and I'm not getting back from you what I bargained for, then we have a problem.
Yeah.
Whereas a conscious relationship is expecting evolution.
Right.
We go into it knowing that we won't be the same people.
Yeah.
And in my first marriage, one of the main problems is that
same for me.
There was no evolution on the other side that was wanted.
Not a mutual growth.
Right.
Desire.
Right.
At all. Yeah.
And so I think
I was called, you've changed. Yeah, I have changed.
Yeah. And that's the point.
I'm going to continue to change.
But in our relationship, one of the days that I knew that this is 100% it is when I looked at you and I realized we're going to evolve together. She's not going to accept anything less, in fact. And that's like the sexiest thing for me. You're just always like, I'm going to grow.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep healing. I'm going to keep growing. I'm not going to stay the same.
It's true.
I want to understand myself.
I do.
I want to own my shit. By the way, you're a great apologizer.
It took me a while, but yeah. I mean, before I met you, I wasn't as good.
Yeah.
Since I've met you, I've been really good. I learned how to apologize and accept responsibility for my mistakes.
But like when you apologize, like you look into my eyes.
Yeah, it's serious.
And I feel it.
It's serious.
Like I feel you not wanting to hurt me.
Yeah. Oh.
It's not just, I know I'm supposed to say I'm sorry, so. Right?
Yeah.
And I think that in and of itself in a relationship talk about creating safety,
Right. Accountability.
right? I make myself accountable. You make yourself accountable. We
Yes.
feel the genuine accountability both ways.
Accountability is really important, actually.
It is.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you don't see it and I point it out, you're open to that. If I don't see it, but you point it out to me, I'm open to that because
Yeah.
I trust you.
For sure.
If I don't agree with you, we can work that out. But
Yeah.
more times than not, you're seeing something I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually trust you. Like, I actually think you're wise, and I think that you bring a really good balance to the majority of the things we come across in our relationship. So your feedback is like gold,
That's nice.
but it's true, right? And that's so helpful,
Yeah.
rather than thinking the other person's just trying to get one over on me
Oh,
or
right.
the other person's just trying to control me.
Yeah.
You go, that person would not be saying this
But
if,
if you're getting into a rut where it's that way, we can help unravel that. A
yeah,
lot of people get in that
they
kind
get
of
in
cycle
ruts.
and you mistrust and you don't have that trust for the person that you're with. And it's like, a little bit tumultuous or upset,
But the way you
hurt feelings.
can kind of turn that around and get back on track with that trust
Right.
is by understanding
Sure.
where the distrust is coming from. And there's always hurt parts, wounds that create fear, that create self-protection.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have defensiveness
Yeah.
because it's not safe to not be perfect, or, the other person
Mm-hmm.
isn't making it safe.
Yeah.
And that's where you can work through it from that basis. And that's a root of that kind of a thing is, how did we get here? How did we get to the point that we can't talk about something simple like cleaning up the kitchen without
Right.
feeling attacked and defensive and everybody's just losing their mind?
Yeah.
There are answers to that question of why did this happen? How did we get here?
Yeah.
And making it like safe to even have that conversation can start to rebuild trust.
Definitely.
And these larger dynamics of childhood that we all bring in,
Yeah. It's huge. You got
it's
to know
enormous.
yourself. And I think a lot of people know some stuff, but maybe they're not really paying attention to what the baggage or the wounds are that they bring to the relationship.
Yep.
It's really important to know yourself to the best of your ability. And you can know more as you're in a relationship.
I was about to say
like
that.
I have.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
And the same is true for me.
My stories might be kind of unique. It's pretty intense.
It is, but it's not, it's intense, but it's
intense.
not unique in that the conscious relationship context,
Sure.
because of the safety, because of the intention to heal,
Absolutely.
has cracked open a whole bunch of memories,
It has.
a lot of self-awareness
Mm-hmm.
and knowingness. Dots that just seem like dots are now forming pictures.
Right.
And that just multiplies as you go deeper. The same is true for me. I think I made some statements when we first got together about my childhood, how simple it was, and how, very few childhoods are simple without any baggage. In fact, we think that we come here to Earth to have childhoods that are intended to help us along the path of learning the lesson we came here to learn.
Yeah.
And so, that's a whole nother topic. We'll get to this spiritual awakening topic. That's coming, but this is all connected for us. Like, if you look at your childhood and my childhood, we actually went through some opposite woundedness.
We did.
That allowed us, when we come together, to be such a complement for each other.
It's really hard, though.
But it's really hard.
Yeah. So we have opposite wounds.
We do.
So when we're triggered or at the same time, it's really challenging. But now we know this, and so we can see it more.
It starts to get interesting. You go, oh, look, you're wounded by this thing, and I'm wounded by the thing that caused, and it's so interesting. And now we're starting to observe ourselves going through this, rather than just being in it and losing ourselves in it most of the time.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of healing too.
Definitely.
Is becoming the observer. Becoming the observer of what your body and emotion experiences.
Once you have the awareness of what it is that you bring to the table.
That's right.
I mean, some people don't have the awareness, and that's okay. Like, we found out a lot of stuff once we were together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we'll be helping people see what's going
Develop
on.
that awareness.
Yeah, with the wounded parts.
And then develop the skill of becoming the
Like
observer.
and also for each person to listen to each other about what their wounded parts are
That's
as
right.
partners.
As partners.
Because you might know what you bring to the table, but are you communicating that with your partner?
Right.
You might not be.
Well,
You might not feel safe enough to really have in-depth conversations about, or feel like they care about what you're going through because of their issues.
So true.
So having those conversations,
Mm-hmm.
which we would help facilitate to help instill like empathy and compassion for one another, because that's a huge component.
Yeah.
Is to have compassion for the other person's story and what they've been through.
Absolutely. But I
But
mean,
once you go through that, and that's a big part,
mm-hmm.
then you can be the observer. I feel like is a little more advanced, but that is a part of it. It's a bigger part.
It's kind of an arrival point. Once you can be the observer of your experience as an individual,
Sure.
you can start to translate that to the relationship. I think this is one of the fundamental elements that keeps people from growing, and it's because they can't heal. You can't change what's happening in your life if you can't be honest with yourself about what's happened in your life.
Yeah.
And how it's impacted your beliefs about yourself. And because your beliefs shape your consciousness, what you're aware of, right?
And your beliefs come from experience.
And your beliefs come from experiences, and you put your beliefs together as experiences repeat and your emotions imprint, right?
And a lot of the humans, like us humans, like have similar wounded.
Yeah.
For like I'm not enough, I'm not lovable,
I'm not good.
Yeah, I'm not good.
Yeah.
We all have these similar catchphrases.
We do.
Sadly, our experiences may be different, but the belief about ourselves is similar.
And there are, if you start paying attention,
I'm not worthy,
there are a lot of places that these messages come from that are external. Structures, systems, organizations,
family
dynamics. Oh my goodness. Workplace dynamics.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. And ultimately opening yourself up to your actual knowingness of what I've been through, how it's impacted me.
Yeah.
If you are running 1,000 miles a minute, distracted, numbed out, you're not going to get there. You can't. You will never quiet the noise enough until you slow down and start being present with yourself to do the kind of work we're talking about. And then you both kind of have to be in that ability to do that in order to be really together in a conscious relationship, working on healing, having that be a part of the culture of the relationship.
And there's a lot of things you can do.
There are a lot of tools. A lot of methods. A lot of methods.
We've done lots of them. We still do them.
We still do them.
Yeah.
We certainly do. I think a lot of people want growth. Yeah. But they're not willing to dig into healing and really do the honest, messy work just as individuals. Where you see a conscious relationship flourishing is where both people in the relationship are doing that work individually, but they're doing it together too.
Yeah.
And they're using the relationship as that mirror, the trigger factory, right? You just see them coming off the assembly line. Here's another one. Here's a really good one.
And it's the same ones too.
We get to repeat the curriculum over and over again until we pass.
Oh my God. We'll let you know when we get there. No, we're getting good though.
Yeah. But it's like, wow, this one's still around. Okay. I guess we haven't healed that one all the way yet, but there are a lot that we can look at and we can go, wow, we've come a long way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it really isn't about arriving at this point of perfection in this life. When you begin to really enjoy the journey together, and the messiness is just part of that.
It is.
And the healing work is part of that. And you can accept and embrace all of it as beautiful together. That's where you can really just breathe and go, yeah, it's so worth it.
Yeah. And when we go through things, the hard things, we have so much gratitude.
Yeah.
That we can go through this together.
Yeah.
That I'm actually evolving into a healthier human being.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do that without you. So I have a lot of gratitude.
I do too.
Yeah.
Well, with gratitude, we shall end our talk,
Yeah.
and we'll see you guys next time.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.